What's up, everyone? What's the first priority when you start looking at the Vikings? What do you guys have to do?
Today's early down focus, so I think getting ourselves right and knowing what we have to do first and foremost is always where you want to start.
You said that you suspected back in 2014 that maybe the Browns might be one of the teams that were interested in you. Did you ever think that the Vikings and that team was a possible destination?
For a little bit, yeah. They ended up taking Teddy, I think it was, and we did a bunch of meetings and everything. They came and worked me out, but things didn't work out that way.
Give me how hard was it to lose Jared?
It was tough, especially in that situation. It was I don't know, second or third play of practice really, and my back was to it, so I didn't even see it really. But it sucks. I mean, for a guy who works as hard as he does and puts as much as he puts into this team, it's tough. But gotta move on. I mean, injuries happen in this league. That's kind of part of it.
What's your confidence level in working with Breida and Morris?
It's always been good. Those guys, hard workers. Me and Matt have been going since last year together, and it's good to have him back full speed now. And we still got a good group back there.
What's the key to dealing with a hostile road environment?
I think having the communication down early in the week, and getting the silence cadence going and all that stuff, and just making sure the communication from coach to player is as good as it could be. It's tough to simulate that noise, but hopefully DJ Cray helps us out with that today.
You've had success on the road before. Is there something you thrive off of playing in that environment?
It's exciting, yeah. It definitely is. It's kind of you against the world environment that you're in, and especially, these guys. I've never played there before, but I've heard good things about the stadium, so it'll be a good fun environment.
Do you draw on that game in Arizona to start that season?
Do I what?
Draw on the game in Arizona that you guys played.
As far as what?
In New England, just as far as first game of the season, road game, that sort of thing.
I like to think I'm a much different player than I was back then. That was my first start and everything, but yeah, all the game experience that you gain from over your career, you could always use.
How much did you know about Joe Staley before he was your teammate, and what's it been like to have him protecting your blind side?
He's been awesome. Joe's in the locker room, on the field, all that stuff. He's a pleasure to work with. He'll keep you level-headed and keep you humble for sure. He'll keep you in check. But you need a guy like that, that the older veteran experience that he brings to not only that group but our entire locker room. It's invaluable.
Have you ever faced a defense like Minnesota's, and what type of unique problems do they present?
Well, they're talented across the board. Those guys have been playing together for a while, just about all of them. So, they're comfortable in their scheme. They play to their strengths and try to expose your weaknesses. So, it's it's going to be a chess match, really. Just who has the chalk last type of thing.
Talk about being a different quarterback than you were that first start in Arizona. How different are you from where you were at the end of last year?
I like to think I've made some progress, having the entire offseason and everything to get with Kyle, get with Rich, and just be able to know the ins and outs of the offense, the whys, and how everything ties together.
Some of the guys have talked about, what they do off the field and building friendships, and those bonds away from the facility has led to having more trust on the field between the lines. Have you noticed that, and how important was that aspect of your transition last year and now throughout the offseason?
Yeah, I've definitely noticed it. Last year, I was in a tough situation because I really didn't have any extra time to, go out and hang out with the guys. I was trying to learn as quickly as possible. So this offseason, we've had a lot more time to, do things together away from football and kind of get to know each other on a more personal level.
You mentioned the Vikings defense has been playing together for a while. How does that come through to you? Is it the way they can check to different different defenses, or is it noticeable on film?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. Wherever the ball is, they're all reacting at the same time and in the same way. And good defenses have that. They're a talented group. They are. It's going to be a good challenge for us, but it's it'll be fun.
Good. All right.
Thanks, guys.